This is happening in my personal conversation.
There were dark moments when the popular country musician got entangled in cheating scandals. Fans were left to battle with surprises and confusion. In today's video, we will revisit the shocking moments when 10 country musicians were found cheating. Let's get into it. Number 10, Alan Jackson and Denise Jackson. Talk about the perfect marriage that stood out as a model of a good marriage in country music. You will need to talk about Alan Jackson and Denise Jackson's marriage. The marriage was a perfect image of a lovely fairy tale marriage. However, perfectness is a myth, as some people will say. The need for the fans to recheck their perspective on the sweet couple's marriage became obvious after Christmas in 1997. Fans couldn't come to terms with the sudden turn of the divorce story coming from the wonderful couple. Divorce was something too extreme to resort to all of a sudden. People believe they can solve their differences without facing the turmoil of divorce. As true as that sounds, the fans might be shut out of some incidents happening underneath in the marriage. Following the news of their unexpected divorce, Denise accepted an interview on the Christian Broadcasting Network to talk about the issues surrounding the sudden divorce story. She revealed that the whole divorce issue had been a big subject of discussion in the family for a long time. The discussion borders on the issue of disconnection in their relationship. Hearing Alan's side of the story, he came up with the allegation that his wife was too controlling and getting up to his neck. He couldn't bear it any longer. Therefore, after the birth of their youngest daughter, he couldn't withhold his outburst. He tore it all out and told Denise, "I am not happy." Alan felt that the 18 years relationship had reached a point where they didn't need to cover up their pain. They had to walk the path of reality and discard what couldn't be fixed. Denise said, "So that was the turning point where he said, 'Enough is enough, I'm leaving.'" Alan's decision was hard on Denise. Everything was like Alan had gotten a new love interest elsewhere. Denise wouldn't just throw the towel in and give up on the relationship. She tried her best to repair the broken marriage. Unfortunately, the more she tried, the more she felt the frustration of failure. Clearly, Alan had threaded the path of no return in the marriage. This was the turning point for Denise. She knew she had to let go of everything and just throw everything all out to God. She had to forgive Alan for cheating on her and work on her controlling character. You know when you let go of the chain of struggle, what you need comes back to you submissively. This was what happened to Denise. Alan returned behind the door to visit their 3 beautiful daughters and requested a date. It was easy for Denise to accept Alan back since she had forgiven him right before he came. In 2007, Denise published a book titled, "It's All About Him, Finding the Love of My Life." In the book, she revealed the realities, both good and bad, that surrounded their marriage. Alan realized that the book would reveal the dark side of the marriage, yet he was willing to let the book pass. At least, it would be a learning guide for people facing similar difficulties in their marriage. Number 9, Sam Hunt and Hannah Lee Hunt.
No, I told her that I might come down and say hey to her.
Every marriage has something like an extra energy that keeps it going. Sam confirmed this in an interview on the Demand podcast at Taste of Country Night. He said, "One thing about my wife is that she forgives quickly." That was certainly the saving grace during the darkest moment in their marriage. Hannah, the once loving wife, couldn't endure the pain of sharing a marriage with a cheating husband. She couldn't stop herself from filing for divorce. The divorce rumor caused a lot of controversy in the country music community. Questions began to rise against the popular music maestro, Sam Hunt. The situation was so intense that Hannah couldn't take the time to follow the lawsuit process correctly. She mistakenly sued Sam in the wrong county. Maybe that was a moment for her to exercise her forgiving spirit. No, that was not it. She withdrew the suit and refiled it in the right county. So, what was the content of the lawsuit? She claimed that Sam, her beloved husband, was guilty of inappropriate marital conduct and adultery, and indicated that she believes all hopes of reconciliation are exhausted. The document spoke a lot, and the allegation was strong. However, fans felt things could move in a better direction that was less destructive than divorce. The marriage that happened secretly in April 2017 could still be repaired. Moving away from that, another story unfolded. The lawsuit filing revealed that she was pregnant and due for delivery a few months later. In this regard, Hannah asked for alimony, child support, and primary custody of the child, and for each party to be awarded their respective separate property. Before the divorce incident cast a shadow on this marriage, the couple had shared a sweet past that captivated their worldwide fans. Hannah was all Sam could think about during 2016, when the relationship was still behind marriage bars. Although the relationship started with on and off experiences, they overcame the storm and pinned their relationship on stable ground. Sam couldn't wrap his head around the overwhelming love surging like an ocean in the relationship. His debut album, Montevallo, was littered with love experiences and became his source of inspiration. The album was named after Hannah's hometown of Alabama. This good past will not just fade away. Hannah revisited the divorce suit she filed on the 22nd of February, 2022. She felt that there could still be a chance for reconciliation. Certainly there was. The couple ironed out their differences, forgave each other, and settled on reconciliation before the birth of their first child in May 2022. They overcame the strong marital challenge, and from then on, they became stronger. After the incident, the couple celebrated the birth of 2 wonder kids, Lucy Lewis and Lowry Lee. Number 8, Jana Kramer and Mike Cawson.
We had just celebrated a year, and we had a daughter who was 5 months old.
So you have a 5?
It seems our beloved Jana Kramer doesn't have a smooth relationship as she has in her musical career. Can you recall that she had shared 2 marriages with 2 different men before hitching up with Mike Cawson in 2014? The first was with Michael Gambino in 2004, and it turned out that Gambino was a personified tyrant. She couldn't continue to put up with his gross maltreatment. You know what happened next? A divorce. The second knot was tied in 2011, another brief marriage. The marriage to Legend of Tomorrow actor Jonathan Shaich ended based on differences in interests. Jana was more interested in fine-tuning her musical career, and Jonathan couldn't bear the coldness of that decision. Expectedly, we believe Jana should have figured everything out before stepping into her next marriage in 2014 to Mike Cawson. She tried, but reality wasn't nice to her. The relationship between Jana and Mike can be described as a car driving on a fast lane. Everything happened so fast. From the friendship stage to the proposal stage, which took 4 months, and to the marriage stage in May 2015 in Charlottesville, Virginia, all happened in a jiffy. There is nothing to worry about. As long as love is found, there is no need to find anything else. However, we might be wrong. It seems Mike didn't find everything he needed before entering the marriage. Barely 2 years after their marriage, Jana faced another marital trouble. News went around in August 2016 that the lovely couple would be separating. It was an emotionally heartbreaking moment for Jana. Shortly after the separation announcement, it came to the notice of the netizens that Cawson was going for treatment. The suggestion was raised that maybe the treatment was the reason for the sudden separation. Initially, the nature or reason of the treatment was not disclosed. However, further investigation into the matter revealed that the treatment was for intimacy disorder at a rehabilitation center. Jana later revealed that the reason for the separation was Mike's infidelity. She said, "Mike was the biggest of the betrayals because it was the first time in a relationship where I truly loved the version of me. I didn't feel I had to prove that I was good enough. I was vulnerable and finally at peace with myself. But I was fooled." She sounded so disappointed and heartbroken about the whole situation. Cawson, on the other hand, didn't contest the allegation. Rather, he took responsibility for his wrong act and sought a second chance whereby he would change. The love was still hanging up on the roof. The couple took it back down and reconciled in 2017. As people say, bad behavior doesn't die. Cawson's cheating past rose again in 2019. A picture popped from his Apple Watch, revealing a sultry connection with a random lady. Cawson apologized for the new revelation, citing that he was sorry for not telling Jana about the relationship earlier. The couple moved on from the matter. However, a direct message popped up on Jana's phone, revealing that Cawson had cheated with another woman. The new story brought another abrasive situation to the marriage. After dragging here and dragging there, Jana believed that Cawson's life of infidelity was irreparable, and the best thing to save her mental health was to cut it all off. Number 7, Leanne Rimes and Dean Sheret.
This is happening in my personal conversation.
The cheating scandal between Leanne Rimes and Eddie Cibrian remains one of the biggest cheating scandals ever in country music. At the time, the 2 celebrities met on the movie set of the Lifetime television movie Northern Lights in 2008. They were married to different partners. What ought to be a moment of acting became a moment of falling in love. The 2 celebrities entered a close relationship immediately after shooting the movie. At different points, they denied any relationship going on between them. However, later happenings proved their claims wrong. Leanne married the backup dancer Dean Sheret in 2002 before their divorce in 2009. While filming the movie in Canada, Dean went to America to care for his health. Coming back, he realized that something had changed drastically about his wife. A love affair could be sensed by looking at the flirty closeness between Leanne and Cibrian. Dean revealed an incident that confirmed his assumption. He said, "There was this bar that everyone hung out at after set, and I remember coming down the stairs and seeing the 2 of them shooting pool together. The strange scene reinforced his doubt, and he continued, I could just tell by the body language that everything had changed. She's shooting pool, shooting tequila, in a tight tank, tight jeans, over the knee boots, and she's standing across from him playing with the pool cue. All of a sudden, there was a huge shift. My stomach dropped. I felt like I got hit. Following the incident, Dean began to realize changes in Leanne's character. The whole matter continued to get worse. Then at a point, Leanne broke it all out and bluntly told Dean, "I don't love you anymore." The word tore Dean's life apart and held him in heartbreak. Dean said, "I would have rather," she said, "I slept with 20 guys." Without hesitation, the marriage ended in 2009. Coincidentally, Eddie Cibrian's marriage to the actress Brandi Glanville also hit the rocks. Before the two divorces, Leanne and Cibrian had been sharing moments of togetherness, some of which suggested whether they were in a relationship or not. On the 3rd of June, 2010, months after Leanne and Cibrian divorced in their respective marriages, Leanne confirmed their relationship. Cibrian moved into Leanne's Los Angeles home on the 27th of July, 2010. In December of the same year, they announced their engagement. On the 22nd of April, 2011, they got married. Undoubtedly, the two lovebirds started the journey when they were both married, hereby confirming the extramarital rumor about them. The good thing is that they have been married and their marriage is more than a decade old, proving they have found real love this time. Number 6. Jason Aldine and Jessica Userie. Who will deny that every marriage has its share of ups and downs? One of the down moments in Jason and Jessica's marriage surfaced in 2012. The picture of Jason Aldine kissing Brittany Kerr in a bar caught everyone's attention on the internet. It was a wrong act, but Kerr, the American Idol contestant, didn't see things that way at the beginning. To her, it was just two people having a harmless fling to unwind. The internet fans didn't agree with her lopsided belief. She was met with harsh criticism and backlash on Twitter and Facebook. Harsh comments started coming up, calling her mean names like home wrecker and slurs. She couldn't bear the harsh comments and had to delete her Twitter account. At this point, she understood that what she did was wrong. Having an extramarital affair with the country musician was off point. In regard, she tendered an apology through a statement on E! News. She said, "The actions I portrayed recently were not a representation of my true character, but a lapse in judgment on my part." She continued, "I would like to sincerely apologize to everyone affected by this, including my friends and family." Kerr later revealed that she did not know that Jason Aldine was married, which is why she acted nonchalantly in the first place. Whether that statement reveals sheer ignorance, no one is above mistakes. I think she learned her lesson, though. What about Jason Aldine? What was his own experience throughout? He stated that marriage is not a bed of roses. There are days when unusual things will happen, and you just have to look beyond them and go on. He married Jessica Userie in 2001, the most impossible thing you can expect. The married man who decided to kiss a mistress in a public bar, what does he have to say? He also came out with an apology, leaning on the fact that his actions in the whole matter were wrong. What happened between him and Kerr is a daily happening that most marriages have passed through and overcome. The only difference is that theirs didn't pass through public scrutiny. The good thing is that the couple could wave the whole matter behind them and continue to build their marriage. Number 5. Shaniah Twain and Mutt Lange.
But the other woman who was your friend.
Right, my betrayer.
Your betrayer, yes.
My backstabber, I guess, if you will. But
With both words are...
The popular and award-winning country musician Shaniah Twain also had her share of marital crises. The incident was strange because it came from the person she trusted the most. You can't imagine having to struggle with the news that your husband is having an extramarital affair with your best friend. Many people can't even imagine it happening. Now, think about the fact that it did happen to Shaniah. Think about the dark shadow cast upon her emotions, especially when the mess involved two people with whom she shared the best part of her heart. It was really a devastating moment for Shaniah. The extramarital affairs between Mutt Lange and Marie-Anne Thiebaud were one of the biggest scandals out there. Shaniah, in an interview on Ellen DeGeneres' show in 2011, revealed that she learned about the whole extramarital affairs through Frederick, her friend's husband. Since the whole situation shook Shaniah to the core of her heart, she revealed in a 2022 interview with People magazine that she had found a way to overcome the whole situation. She said, "I found peace a long time ago, and maybe peace is forgiveness, you know?" Shaniah told People magazine, "I'm able to have more appreciation for him again, not for what happened in our marriage, but for all that he contributed to such a great part of my career and my life. We have a beautiful child from it. The resentment is gone." The cheating scandal happened in 2008, leading to their eventual separation. The well-celebrated country singer married her record-producing husband, Mutt Lange, in 1993. They shared a son, Ija. After the separation, the couple finalized their divorce court proceeding in 2010. During this time, it became obvious that Shaniah shared a romantic connection with her friend's former husband, Thibaud. Was it a revenge move or just a situation through coincidence? Whatever perspective the whole situation is seen from, Shaniah and Thibaud are not bothered. The new lovers married in 2011. What was perceived as a revenge relationship withstood the years, and they are still married. True love can come in different forms. When life serves you lemons, you can certainly make lemonade from them. That is what Shaniah did. She has forgiven her former husband, and both parties have come to good terms. Number 4. Willie Nelson and Shirley Nelson. Willie Nelson is a legendary country musician with a career spanning decades, yet making an incomparable influence. The 91-years-old music icon is a recipient of many awards. Noteworthy is his 14 Grammy Awards. Willie did not have it all perfectly ironed out in his marriage. His first marriage to Martha Matthew in 1952 struggled to endure 10 years. Before the marriage ended in 1962, the couple welcomed 3 children, Lana, Susie, and Willie. Willie, Billy Jr., decided not to live in 1991. You might be wondering why the marriage collapsed. Stories revealed that Willie's first wife, Martha, was very violent, coming up with a lot of extreme acts toward Willie. The situation was becoming so tense that Willie had to cut everything off. The legendary musician continued his love life, marrying Shirley Colley in 1963. Everything looked smooth until a shocking secret was released into Shirley's hands. A bill from the maternity ward of a Houston hospital landed in her hands. What did the bill contain? The bill was charged to Willie Nelson and his hidden mistress about the birth of their child, Paula Carlene Nelson. Shirley could not hold back the disappointment after the revelation, which confirmed that Willie had been cheating on her all this time. Reacting to the incident, she filed for a divorce based on infidelity and breach of marital vows. The marriage was dissolved in 1971. That same year, Willie married Shirley, and they officially continued with their love affair. They gave birth to another daughter, Amy Lee Nelson. The relationship had issues, and they had to divorce in 1988, 3 years after the marriage failed. Willie carried on his marital affairs with another woman, Annie D'Angelo, in 1991. The couple was blessed with 2 sons, Lucas Autry and Jacob Micah. In 2012, another story tying Willie to another extramarital affair came up. He learned that the extramarital affairs he had with his friend Mary Haney led to the birth of a daughter. He didn't deny the revelation. Truly, the two share a good relationship. Even in 2016, a picture of Willie and Mary Haney was shared on Father's Day. In the recently released 4-episode Paramount documentary series, Willie Nelson and Family, the musical legend reminisces on the controversy surrounding his marital life. He also shared the story of how he fell in love with Shirley, a country singer whom he met in the studio. Every life comes with right and wrong, and Willie was not exempt from having such an experience. He has worked hard to create a strong bond between his 8 children, ensuring they are on good terms. Pulling up the children from his first wife, Martha, with his second wife, Shirley, came with much friction. There was a need to reconcile the hatred between the two. Martha's children believed Shirley hijacked their father, harboring resentment for Shirley's children. Willie finds his way through the hard ground, and today, each of his children shares a close relationship. Number 3, Garth Brooks and Sandy Maul. The big country musician found himself on the list of musicians whose marriage was marred by infidelity and cheating. Garth married his first wife, Sandy Maul, a songwriter, on the 24th of May, 1986. The couple had 3 daughters together. The first daughter, Taylor Maine Pearl, was born in 1992. The second, August Anna, born in 1994. And the last daughter, Allie Cohen Brooks, born in 1996. The marriage has always been embattled with issues circling Garth Brooks' life of infidelity. Sandy discovered one of Garth's cheating secrets in 1989. The displeased wife made up her mind to put an end to the marriage. She couldn't pull up with Garth's unrepentant life of infidelity. However, the last thing the successful country musician needed at that time was a divorce. He knew he needed to pull up a situation, expressing deep regret and remorse over his unacceptable act. In doing this, Garth showed his regret by acting disorganized in his show on stage in Sikeston, Missouri. He was so disconnected in his performance on stage that he had to repeat his song. Garth's emotional reaction moved Sandy, so she backed out of her decision to break the marriage. Everything went fine after that, with Garth sustaining his commitment to turning a new leaf. That didn't happen for long. The silence was broken in 2001. It turned out that Garth never desisted from his extramarital affairs. Sandy revealed the unpleasant situation that she had endured during the marriage. She accused the singer of being a serial cheater and claimed he would go missing for 5 or 6 days with different women. Garth confirmed the allegation of infidelity during an interview. He said, "You can be with 7 or 8 women and get 7 or 8 sides of what a woman is. Women are neat. They are enticing." The statement revealed Garth's poor commitment to his first marriage and his cheating escapade. He confessed that his path crossed with Trisha Yearwood, his second wife, in his early marriage days. Then, he probably continued an extramarital affair with the woman before the divorce. Concerning his relationship with Trisha, he said, "The wife I got back after my infidelity was 15 times the woman I had." From further revelation given by Garth, it was obvious that the woman he met 13 months after his first marriage was perfectly the person he wanted as a wife. In describing this strange feeling, he confessed that meeting Trisha felt like he had just met the real deal, the real wife. Sandy admitted that the relationship wasn't enjoying a good moment. They grew apart till they couldn't fit into one box. Their divorce was finalized on the 17th of December, 2001. The couple went their separate ways. Garth couldn't wait to make his relationship with Trisha official. The Lovebirds continued with their lovely relationship. The country musician couple married on the 10th of December, 2005. Number 2, Sarah Evans and Craig Shelkie. The popular country singer Sarah Evans found herself in what looked like a battle of infidelity. The husband and wife were accusing each other of infidelity. Sarah filed a divorce suit against her husband on the 2nd of October 2006 based on adultery and irreconcilable differences. A day after the lawsuit, Craig alleged that Sarah was involved in an extramarital affair with another man before Sarah came up with the divorce lawsuit, hereby seeking a separation. The situation turned out to be legal dragging. Following Craig's allegation and filing, Sarah's attorney, John Hollins Sr., responded, "We rely on what's alleged in our sworn pleadings." The legal crisis continued between the two estranged couples, with each party making dirty claims against the other and refusing to accept the lawsuit raised against them. However, the story changed. Craig's spokesman dropped a statement. "Today, Mr. Shelkie has formally responded to the allegations of Miss Evans' petition for divorce with several court filings. He has demanded retractions of those allegations, an apology, and the further spreading of false information be stopped immediately." One of the allegations against Craig is that he watched adult movies and had adult pictures on his laptop. Craig denied the allegation, stating that the adult movie issue was false. He said the truth was that they were watching the movie in the room before their son came over, and they had to shut it down. The case was shrouded in confusion, making it hard to point fingers at who was guilty of extramarital affairs. Number 1, Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton.
What BMI means to all the songwriters out there, what an award means to the songwriter's career.
I've only ever gotten one for a song on my first album,
The popular country musician, Miranda Lambert, got herself entangled in different allegations of extramarital affairs. After the news broke out that Miranda was having a hidden affair with Turnpike Troubadours frontman, Evan Felker. The allegation raised different negative confirmations from her previous husband. Recall that Miranda's marriage to Blake Shelton hit the rocks before the cheating scandal. Responding to the news, he tweeted, "Been taking the high road for a long time. I almost gave up, but I can finally see something on the horizon up there. Wait, could it be? Yep, it's karma." The tweet gave a hint as to what caused his divorce from Miranda Lambert. He was hinting that Anderson East, whom Miranda cheated on, was the person Lambert cheated with, causing their separation. Anderson didn't need to whine over the whole cheating scandal involving Miranda, his girlfriend, and Evans. However, Anderson was not the only one being served karma. Jeff, another former Miranda's husband, entered the controversial discussion. He called out Miranda and Blake, claiming that Miranda cheated with Blake during their marriage. The cheating led to the end of his marriage with Miranda, and Blake took advantage of the situation to marry Miranda. In his tweet, he said, "I'm sure Miranda did Blake dirty just like she did me, but he wasn't thinking about me when he was cheating with her, so I don't know why he thinks it's karma." A friend sent me Blake's tweet, and I thought it was arrogant and off-putting. He then advised Blake to shake off his victim drama and move on. The only wonder in this story is why Miranda regularly got into cheating scandals. You have seen several cheating scandals attached to some of the big country music superstars. The question is, which one shocked you most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.